skiff is swaying. The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock. The skiff...
Lex, we are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone, 2 men and a woman, stand on the concrete square of a nameless. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought in. Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Bothered by it? Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Fuck it. Let's not get into that. We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you. That's right. And you're bleeding.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I believe we've met on several occasions.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Quemar. And this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact...
No, Trent. It's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
Shit kid. What an interesting moniker.
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went. Shit, kid. He didn't betray you. He just told us the direction you went in. Who's Sylvie? It better not...
He means you better not be partying with this Sylvie, shit kid.
Lieutenant, my name is not Horse-Faced Woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends. Okay, you're my commanding officer.
That will never happen, Jude. He's the rudest man on Earth. He's the reason why the rest of us have to take sensitivity training. Where have we been? You told us to fuck off. You said we are cramping your style. You're detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die. Oh, you think it was cool? You saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. You said none of us wanted to see the abyss, so we fucked off. Like you told us to.
Yes, I'm Tran Heilestam. I never said I wasn't Tran Heilestam. What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in a
He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on. Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells? Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
See? There! He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G-Baby. It was going to be funny, but then you really did have brain damage.
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing for both of them.
Do? It's a Major Crimes Unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in...
The 41st isn't...
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is what...
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was.
It's interesting.
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Psychotraumatic amnesia? Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always has been. Who isn't? I know I am. I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case.
So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here is my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it, hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trant, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the Major Crimes Unit? Is he a crétin now?
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the potty? Now, nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. Yeah, just stand there. No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to our motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? So refreshing. It just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying... It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out. You juggle the badge for a second. Unsuccessful. Ouch! You strained your elbow trying to...
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun. What is it with all these material objects?
You lost your fucking gun? I knew it. I knew it.
You may have accidentally admitted to losing it.
This isn't cause for celebration.
I would say it's very bad, yes. You lost your service weapon. While we're not talking about the fucking gun anymore. We're talking about the vet.
This is so unfair. He knows you have the gun, and still he's punishing you.
A little drink? You smell like a corpse. You let a suspect escape, Harry. Classier is something.
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Oh well, if she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, or the fact that you're Everard Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small compared to the 7 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dub-
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot, not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was many. Detective, it's better if I do that.
It's so much better if he does this.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. You spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey du...
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true. Then there's the boring cop issue. Despite all the obvious and almost grotesque mannerisms and sartorial choices, it's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist.
You should yell something.
Other still, he is also an ultra-liberal hustler who is always on the grind. How he reconciles these 2 points of view, I do not know. But he is vocal about both of them. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Some kind of anti-radiation drug he uses to induce visions. But despite all this, he is a great detective. He can talk human beings into telling him anything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped working on the case. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which by the way was a valiant effort.
Yeah, it was what it was.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded.
He takes out the photo and shows it to the officers across the yard. Thick, you hear gasps beneath the howling.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected?
Detective? The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary.
Yes, it really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his hand. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in the boardwalk.
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue.
You're not the only cop in the world.
Still, good work with the missing person, detective.
How? It seems to be ongoing.
He didn't quite solve it. He cross-pollinated information between the company rep and Everhart, until the rep came to see that the Union desires war, at which point Mrs. Messier decided to...
What? And Claire de Terminal? Sounds like you got played, Harry, because you were off your tits on Algoon. Maybe, certainly, you're Everard Claire Spioni now.
It's not quite like that. The move allowed us to stabilize things here. It was not bad for Martinez.
Okay.
Lilianovich, the revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms: Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom...
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory.
Of course, excuse me, I just...
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a police... Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that.
Perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself.
God damn it. It is bad. Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open, in Martinez, where Everard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
Understood, of course.
But a case against Everard.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder, so I have to.
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are. The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry. Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but...
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair. Your love of retro-style dance music, how you're able to perform a 360-degree spin kick.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy.
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go since then. Yes, you taught gym in Courant. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The Courant is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than...
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries and incredible hope. An ocean.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk. Dora something. Dora Ingelund? Yeah.
Not Dora Dubois.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol. God, I don't know. 6 years ago? She was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
No, it was 6. Like ancient. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Ingelund really tore you a new one. A big one. Incredibly bangable. She was incredibly fuckable. A beautiful bourgeois. I've only seen a picture. But it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was.
Look, the sun is about to go down.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first. The middle-class chick or the drink. Again, my point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist?
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Us? We're the bloody murder station. Haven't you heard?
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You're just understaffed.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station, and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
Get back to it. We left Torsen and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good. Mac the Torso Torsen and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me.
They are damn iconic though, Torsen and McLean.
Yeah, not like us. 2 clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We're garbage. God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clap-punchers. You and I reconceptualize it as a task force.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the...
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic, they speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some...
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up. Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and coffee corner. A lot of good people work.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the district.
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some
Watch out, or she'll faint.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate. Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering. Work with Price? I'm flattered.
Would fit in, and crazy enough, can take the stress. This truly came as a surprise to him.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to.
I do like the sound of that.
He's really considering it.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
The great district hums in the slowly falling snow. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, and chimney stacks. Fire traps as far as the eye can see. From Main Street to Precinct, you close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood?
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now? Thank you.